treatment processes for PTSD and also traumatic brain injury. And I know a lot of people have talked about hyperbaric oxygen treatment, and so we'll see if that can be a viable resource and something that we can get the Department of Defense to fund.
Next question is from Kathleen Collin, Highland Beach, and she's interested in hearing about your position on illegal immigration.
You know, it's the multi-headed hydra. It's a national security issue, economic issue. It's it's an economic issue, healthcare issue, education issue, local criminality issue. I mean, when you look at this congressional district, there are places that have become sanctuaries for illegal immigrants here in South Florida, in Leavenworth, Jupiter, and that drives down your property values. Okay, and that's one of the things we have to be concerned about. But the other things we have to be concerned about is this. When you go to the Border Patrol website, there's a category called OTMs. That stands for other than Mexicans. There are people that are coming across our unsecured border that really don't mean us very well. And recently I went down to the United States Southern Command headquartered in Miami. Iran is in South America. Hezbollah is in South America. And with the resurgence of the Ortega brothers in Central America, what you're finding is that Hezbollah is now transiting up through those areas. They're working with the Mexican drug cartels. They're infiltrating into our country. You have a war going on our border right now, and our Border Patrol is not properly equipped or resourced to fight against people that have heavy machine guns, mortars, rocket propelled grenades, and in some instances they have helicopters. If we don't get serious about securing our border, we don't get serious about taking care of this issue called illegal immigration, yes, let's be very appropriate in saying Ronald Reagan gave amnesty to 2 to 3 million illegal immigrants, and they did not own up to their responsibilities in Article 1, Section 8, Article 1, Section 10, and Article 4, Section 4 of securing our borders. We have an incredible epidemic situation in the United States of America. And you want to talk about taxpayer funds? A lot of it is being drained by illegal immigration.
Got the next question. Fort Lauderdale, and she wanted you to tell us about entitlements, why are entitlements given to illegal residents and non-citizens, while Medicare and other American entitlements are being cut to long?
Well, there are two things, and this is a bipartisan issue. There are people in the Republican side of the House that want to have cheap labor to help out some of their friends in business. There are people on the Democrat side of the House that want to try to create another generation of voters. So we have to be careful from both sides. The bottom line is this. You got to have attrition by enforcement. You got to look at the E-Verify system. You got to have E-Verify all across the house. And we have to secure and enforce our borders. And we have to properly train and equip the Border Patrol. One of the things that I told people, we need to have a better relationship between the United States Border Patrol and the Department of Defense so that they can get that right type of training, they can get the right type of equipment. Maybe you can get some of these young men and young women who have spent 5 or 6 tours in Iraq and Afghanistan. They can do a lateral transfer over to the Border Patrol and bring those skills.
Next question is from Mike Bernstein, and
he's going for that record of 64.
He's from Green Acres, great place. And he wanted your opinions on fuel prices.
It's too high. I mean, it's too high. And, I got to tell you, you wake up one day and you find out that we've gone into Libya, the president went to Brazil, and the president took $2 billion of taxpayer money down to Brazil and said, here it is, so you can do offshore energy exploration. But yet we're not able to do that here in the United States of America. We have got to develop the full spectrum of our energy resources here in the United States of America. A couple months ago, I sat down with the district commander, District 7 of the United States Coast Guard, Rear Admiral Baumgart. Cuba is selling leases within 10 miles of the international water line or floor. And when you have slant drilling technology, which means that I can put an oil platform here, I can slant drill under the ocean over here. The next thing you know, they start taking the oil and natural gas resources that we have here to help us to develop our economies here in South Florida. But the most important thing is, if there's a faux pas that Cuba, is allowed to happen because they lease this out, do you think Cuba is going to care about the oil that gets into the Gulf Stream? And ground zero is right here in the Broward County. That's the concern that I have. We cannot allow other people to take away the resources. Once again, that's crippling the future generations of Americans. I don't want us to be slaves to these other countries.
Yes, sir!
I'm going to take the moderator's prerogative and ask it myself.
Yes, sir.
What do you feel could be done to improve the situation between the two parties so they can work together better for all of us?
I think that I proved something very simple. When a young freshman congressman can bring his first piece of legislation to the House floor and passes 393-0, that shows that if you stand on the right principle, everyone comes together. But there is an incredible ideological chasm that is developing in the United States of America. And the race is very simple. If you get more people that are tied and dependent upon government by subsistence check or employment check, it becomes upside down in the United States of America. And if there are people that believe that what built this great nation in 234 years is a large government, I can't compromise with that, because that goes against my principle. That goes against everything that the founding fathers wrote. That goes against, everything that has put this country where it is right now. But I think that if you can be an individual that will stand and reach across the aisle and say, this is what I believe in this country, and understand that everyone here, I don't care who's yelling at me, cursing at me, or saying whatever, you're still in America. If you don't understand one simple thing, there are people in the world that hate every single one of us. And if you think everything that I said here is so crazy, so wrong, then show me in history where I'm incorrect. It's about standing on principle, and everyone will rally around a person standing on principle.
Thank you.